junk inside your trunk.
Ladies and gentlemen, she got a lot of junk in that trunk, okay? Let's just put it out there. There are a lot of batteries in this belly. MBOARDS Endurance 2.0. I'm going to throw some pneumatics on here and see if I can rip it harder, but it's a heavier board. It is. There's a lot of batteries in this belly, you know? You can tell it's an MBOARDS because on the back it says MBOARDS. Nah, that's my little custom wrap. And thank God this is just the intro. I'm just here to tell you my review on how I like it and how I feel about it. If you can buy a brand new skateboard and ride that thing for 9 days straight with no interruptions, you don't normally get to do that. I mean, most people don't get a new board and take a 9-day vacation in Vegas just so they can experience the full pleasures of that board. And I was a fool experiencing the pleasures of this board. So when I first got it, I loosened these trucks up because y'all know I like my trucks kind of loose and my stance kind of wobbly. You know what I mean? That's my style. Loose trucks. I prefer double kingpin. These Nexus trucks are definitely changing my mind, have opened my eyes to the possibility of using different trucks other than double kingpin because until I got this bad boy right here, I was double kingpin for life. You couldn't tell me. And the first day, man, look, I had these trucks so loose that they literally was jiggling. Like they were loose. They were too loose. And I still couldn't do what I needed to do. And it wasn't that the board sucked. It was that my bushings were completely wrong for me. So when I got this board, and I just like being transparent, I went back and I said, okay, it's not the board, it's not the trucks. I just have the wrong bushings. I weigh 214. I'm down from 248, 249. You round it off to 250, all right? I'm down to 214 now. You need to get your bushings adjusted to your weight, your style, your preference, your desire, you know, and hopefully all of that lines up. That's a lot more interesting to me than saying, hey, this board has 10 millimeter axles, and it does. These trucks are 15 inches wide, and they are. M-board radium style motors are super powerful. Yeah, they are. Listen, the next morning I woke up, I stepped on the 2.0 Endurance, and just going from one corner to the other, I instantly hit like 33 miles an hour. Now, that's not fast, even though that is fast. The board can do more. I'm sure I can probably do more. I don't usually ride that fast. I usually only ride, no faster than I can walk or run because things happen and I might need to walk or run off a wobble or something. So generally, I'm not a speed demon. I just love the carb. I love going slow and imagining I'm going fast instead of going fast and feeling like I'm going slow, right? So long story short, I do 33 miles an hour from corner to corner. As soon as I step on the board, it opened me up to what I could do on that racetrack without even realizing that. I just asked for a whole lot and it gave it to me instantly. Another thing, I'm riding on the Mad Wheels. Am I saying that? I feel like I'm saying Vills. Mad Wheels. I'm riding on the Mad Wheels 125, 80 millimeter contact patch, and a 70A durometer. These things are squishy. You can just touch it with your hand and feel it. I'm just coming out of the break-in period. Probably, I'm just getting to the point where I guess I got 100 miles. I probably got more than 100. I'll give a quick summary of my 9 days, and then I'll take you inside. So day one, got there the first day, picked it up from MBOARDS, got my 1.0, got the 2.0, tried it out in the parking lot. It was like, ooh, these bushings are stiff. I can't stress it enough, folks. You will have to adjust your bushings to your preference. It's every skateboard. And to get on a skateboard and say, oh, this skateboard sucks, it's not the skateboard that sucks, it's just your ability to set one up. It is what it is, sorry. My board was not set up properly, and that instantly became my main goal in life. I knew that Riptide was going to be at EskateCon, so I knew I only had to wait a couple of days before I really could start really adjusting it. Tuesday night, I just did laps around the Nugget, laps around downtown, experiencing the board, found some really nice sweet streets, some side streets that was like under the canopy, but on the side where people zip line, there's a couple of side streets that are just as smooth and pristine as the main walkway, but they're on the side, so the cops really can't bother you. They tried to bother me, and I just sit there talking to him like, "Yeah, this is great, ain't it?" He's like, "Yeah, it's even better down there." I'm like, "Yeah, I like it here." So after that, and experiencing, starting to really zone in and get a feel for the board. This is before I changed the bushing still. It was coming along. I was like halfway there. Wednesday morning, I woke up at 6 a.m., went to the Red Rock, me and Matt. Wednesday afternoon, the wetlands. Wednesday night, the wetlands in the dark. That was fun. Watch my live, but before it gets deleted, I have to save that one. That was a good one. Anywho, Thursday. Now it's time to really start getting busy, and went to the new lot at the World Center. Helped set up the track. 6 tractor trailers full of barriers, and we were using our bores and EUCs and everything to like drag barriers around and move them in the right space, and just get all the way across the track from one turn to the next. I mean, it's a big lot, so having a board there was a real convenience. Because we're spoiled, we don't like to walk anywhere. So that was Thursday. Friday, I did my qualifiers. And like I said, I actually sucked. I could not get it to turn because I still hadn't talked to Riptide. But as soon as I got off that, I was doing my qualifiers, and I got off the board, made a quick adjustment, and got back on the board on the track, and still kept trying to continue, trying to get a fast lap. It just wasn't happening. And I'll tell you, I could not get this thing to move. And then the weight of it and the wheels, I was sliding a little bit on the racetrack for the speed and the turns. And then the mad wheels were new, so that was part of it. Um, went away from the stock bushings. I got the Riptide Whites. Now, these are all barrels, no cones. Cones will make it stiffer because the flat side is wider, so you're not going to get as much movement. Front axles, rear axles, both white Riptide barrels, no cones. Yeah, cones were on there. We tried to do some things. Cones wasn't working. There's a trick you can do to reverse a cone. Riptide wasn't a big fan of putting the cone on backwards. Sometimes that's your only option. Options are good. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna take this inside now. Thank y'all for watching the intro, and let's dive into some more details about what I liked, what I didn't like, what I experienced, the grip I found, the speed. This ain't gonna be a long review. It's just gonna be me telling you exactly how much I feel, and we can cut to the chase now. I love it. I love the board. Gotta set it up though. This is a board that needs to be set up for your specific range and style. Like it's good now. I actually would love to get back on the track and see what I could do with it, because now I can make the turns. It really sucks when you're on a skateboard and you can't turn. I mean, that's what we do, especially if you're a carver. So like I said, I'm gonna get out of here and take this inside. Thank y'all for your support. Y'all know me, never riding, your favorite rider. I'm gonna pause this one for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, the Endurance 2.0. 15 inches Nexus trucks. I got mine sitting on 125 mad wheels, 80 millimeters wide, contact patch, 70A durometer. These things are soft and squishy. And this is my MBOARDS 2.0. Rode it for 9 days in Vegas. It was an absolutely phenomenal board to ride. This thing, you might as well just call it the long range king, okay? The 1.0 to 2.0, if you're going on group rides, this is the board to have, because you're not going to have any range anxiety. That's just become a thing of the past. I mean, as long as you own one of these, you're not worried about range. That is for sure. So There's a lot of junk in the trunk. It's a 14S 8P battery. Of course, it's got the Nipsis trucks. You can see all the information behind me. 6061 bullet, solid piece of aluminum. These trucks come from one solid piece of aluminum, machined by MBOARDS, and they do a heck of a job with the design, with the machine. 3 different degrees, angles for your trucks: 33, 44, 55, adjustable base plate. I've got these. Let me see. You know what? I got a piece. Mike, let me get one last year. Hold that thought, folks. Okay, so again, what we have here is a solid piece of 6061 aluminum. This is your base plate. Yep. Drops down like that. Boom, boom, boom. Goes there. Does things. Solid, man. You can see every angle of this. I got this so I can see how thick it is and the design. Great design. Solid piece of aluminum. This thing ain't going nowhere. I mean, of course, I couldn't twist it, but you can feel the weight. You can feel this is solid. This would take a beating. So a good truck. And when you think about it, you got 200, 300 pounds hitting these trucks. Everything's resting on the base plate, the deck, everything, the trucks, everything. This is where the rubber meets the road, or this is where the truck meets the deck right here. So anyway, my main goal is just to again talk to you about my experience, day 1, day 2, day 3. Like I said, I had this for 9 days, and if you can ever buy a skateboard and just ride it for 9 days, please do. It's a dream come true. It's a really great way to experience a board. Board tapers in the middle, comes out in the ends. The camo carbon fiber, I got the high gloss, looks beautiful. You can see it on the side because on the bottom of mine, I vinyl wrapped it. Endurance 2.0. I like this board. I like this board. It's a heavy board. This is a heavy board. I felt heavier, but this is a heavy board. The motors have all the power you need to push it around. It does a great job. Fastest I've been on this over the weekend was probably 38, I think. Um, yeah, I hit like 38, 39 maybe at one point, and she still had more. She moves a lot of battery, a lot of juice, a lot of power. It moves. Let's see. So as I was saying earlier, day 1, as soon as I'm at the airport for 8 hours living that airport life, I'm drained, I'm tired, and my main goal was just to hurry up, get my baggage claimed, get my car rental, so I can get out of there and get this board. Went straight to HQ, got the M board, took it for a couple of laps around the parking lot, realized the bushings was not set up for my style of riding. Major adjustments there. Kept riding. I had these trucks so loose that they literally was jingling. The bushings were, I might as well have took them out. Like they were not bushing. My bushings weren't bushing, you know. They were bushing too much. I had no cushion for the bushing, for pushing. It was a stiff board. It was a stiff ride. The board, I mean, of course, it's carbon fiber, so there's that. But out the box, you're going to have to adjust this thing to get it to your specifications. And I wasn't able to do that until I got to Riptide at EskateCon because they're always there, and I love those guys. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting the community, and thank you for helping me set my board up because now it's perfect, and I'm getting to that. But I don't want to go ahead. So day 2, what was day 2? Day 2 was Wednesday. All right, so 6 a.m. Wednesday, I went to the Red Rock. Took this for a ride at the Red Rock, getting used to it. It moves. It's quick. It's fast. Didn't have to adjust anything. That's probably where I hit 38. As a matter of fact, she's quick. Like I said, she had more. She had more. And you can of course adjust the gears. I mean, this is a fully adjustable board, so adjust it how you want. Make it yours. So 6 a.m. I'm at the Red Rock. Me and Matt. Hey Matt, I'm at the Red Rock, and we do a lap. We have fun. Then I go to the wetlands. I do a lap around the wetlands at noon with John, I think, from England. Hey, I was at the wetlands with John. Anywho, we had some fun at the wetlands. Shout out to Mosh Mob for filling in all the cracks. You did a phenomenal job. Thanks, brother. Love you forever. The community thanks you. So then after doing the wetlands and the afternoon, then I did the wetlands at night. So I probably did that day. I definitely pushed like 50 miles or so, 60 miles out of this board. Um, 15 at the let's say what 15 at the Red Rock. Well, yeah, like 15, 16 at the Red Rock, and then the wetlands is like another 12, I think. So that's 12 and 12 is 30. Then I did the wetlands again at night, did like another 7 or whatever. Then I rode around town. So yeah, what 10, 20, 30, close to 40, close to 40 that day. I rode a lot in Vegas. I rode a lot on the MBOARD Endurance 2.0 in Vegas. I can really tell you a lot about this board, how it feels. And that's my goal today, to tell you a lot about this board and how it feels. So once I got the still it was only that was only Wednesday. Red Rock ride all day, wetlands all night. Then there was day three. Day three was Thursday. Things get interesting because now I go to the parking lot to help set up the racetrack. That was fun, but not a great riding review video. But as a workhorse video, the board got me back and forth all around the track, moving barriers, hauling barriers. I didn't burn out a motor. The motors never got too hot or anything when I was dragging all these barriers around. If you were at Eastgate Con, you saw the barriers. They're literally around this long each one. We had 6 tractor trailers full, and we were stacking them up on our boards and riding them wherever they had to go, because they had to get around. So micromanaging barriers with an electric skateboard is fun. So that was Thursday. Now we're at the Thursday. We do the barriers all day. It's I think it's industry night, so I let the industry do what the industry do, and I jumped in with a couple of guys, and we just rode around town like we do. That was Thursday. Now Friday, things get interesting. It's the start of Eastgate Con, and it's time for me to do my qualifying lap. I think you get like 5 laps or so, or 5 minutes, but take your time, do your laps. So I'm doing my qualifying laps, and at the time, this baby still had not taken a trip to Riptide, so I could not turn. Couldn't turn. It wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. I was back to kicking the board around turns, and I'm on a racetrack. You don't kick a board around a turn on a racetrack. So after those qualifying laps, my immediate thing was, yo, Riptide, let's have a conversation. Let's talk. We tried the softest. I went with the softest first, the reds, top and bottom. Too much. Did a lap. Too squirrely. Now, felt great for carving and lower speeds, but I couldn't get it above 20, for example, coming down the straightaway without a speed wobble. So red was too soft for me and what I wanted to do and how much I weigh. Again, it's about what you want to do and how much you weigh. Nothing wrong with the board. I just had the wrong bushings. Came with the wrong bushings for me. Universal bushings will get the job done, but not for me. Tried the softest, wrong bushings, not for me. Had to eventually step up to the whites. So I've got Riptide white in the front and rear, top and bottom. No cones, all barrels. No cones, all barrels. And that put me right where I wanted to be. Carby, soft, and I can still 2 turns and tighten it up to the point where, okay, now I'm comfortable hitting 40. Okay, so I can go from super flowy and carby to nice and tight, and let's get it. I want to talk about the deck, but I have to talk about the trucks. I want to talk about the board. This board is my board. So I have to tell you about how I have my board set up, and you might set your board up differently, but this ain't your board. This one's mine. So, how I've got my board set up and my experiences is all I can share. So, we are at Friday now. I did my qualifying and I sucked. I talked to Riptide. We get the whites in, barrels, no cones, take it around. Now it feels phenomenal. And I'll talk to you more now about that. So Friday night, we have the group ride. I have never carved at 27, 28, 29, 30 miles an hour, and I'm drifting the board left and right on purpose, and it's all controlled. So anytime the board makes you a better rider, I can only speak for myself. Anytime the board makes me a better rider, I know that a second ago I wasn't this good. It's the board, not me. At the same time, it's the board giving me the tools that I need to do what I need to do. The right tool for the right job. This is the right tool for a group ride in the streets at night in Vegas. I don't know what to tell you. I had fun. The board performed. It felt like I was riding on rails, very stable. And with these 80 millimeter contact patch, again, I'm drifting when I want, where I want, how I want. Very stable. The stability is there. There was a couple of guys riding around. Josh, Florida man, he sits down and rides like Mario go kart style. There was two go kart style endurance riders out there. They were killing it. Completely stupid. You gotta, I mean, like just dumb, dope. It was beautiful to watch. It ain't me. I'm not built for that. That go kart style. But they are totally just destroying the go kart style of riding on this. But now back to my experience again. I've got my front trucks set at, I believe, 55, and I've got the rear set at 33. So it's kind of like this in essence. Yeah, no, 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 no. All right, so my rear is at 44 degrees. My front is at 55, the steepest to make it more squirrely and carby. Maybe I'll adjust the rear and see what that does. I got time now that I'm not racing against the best of the best in the world. For the first time on a board that I've just picked up, which I'm actually, that's my MO. I do that all the time. New race, new board, new limits reached. Am I missing anything? The 14S AP battery gives you all the range you need. Yeah, I said that. Riptide bushings, yeah, and I even adjusted them. VX remote, Nova tires. I don't have the Nova tires. Am I leaving something out here? It's nice to know that this is how far the axles go into the trucks. It's good to know. Real deep in there. I never knew. I thought maybe it only went an inch or two, but now you can see that they go in pretty deep. Yeah, you can really appreciate how long the axles are. I don't even see where it all fits. So this is the side that's on your wheels. This is the side right here that you can see and adjust, and this side is the side that's bolted into the trucks. If I'm not mistaken, thank God for pictures. I wouldn't even know. They don't talk to you about that stuff. They don't say where the axle's going. So anyway, very strong axles, very stiff, 10 millimeters. It's solid. It's a very solid board. And by solid, I mean it feels together. It's not clunky, janky, or whatever. I mean, yeah, I gotta adjust my wheels. Apparently, I'm need to really pay more attention to my wheels because that's a little loose. I mean, it's not back and forth loose, but anyway. All right, so we're at day 5 now, right? 4 or 5, yeah, that's day 5, Friday. Day 6 was Saturday, more qualifiers. So Saturday, just going around racing. Saturday night ride, and then yeah, Saturday. Boy, I tell you, Saturday's night ride, I got into another. There were 7 U.S. Marshals. Landon was there, Senna was there, and 7 U.S. Marshals in the old Llama lot. Everybody else had left me. But I'm getting off track. That has nothing to do with the board. So rode around some more, just riding, feeling the board, getting used to it, and just carving. That was I'm a carver, so my whole thing is let me just carve. So that's what I did. Deck was responsive, trucks was responsive. Love the wideness because they're so wide, and reverse kingpin, and the setup just made me very stable. This is the fastest I've ever rode in Vegas. You can say that, on the strip in the streets, and just jumping on the board. One of the things that I like about a skateboard is a get up and go vehicle. You grab it, you go. That's why I rock the urethanes and not pneumatics. I really don't want to check tire pressure. I really don't want to change flats, get flats, carry spare tubes, and all the tools I need. See, that's a lot right there. Again, a get up and go vehicle is a skateboard. You grab it at the door and you go. That's the dream. That's the perfect, symbiotic relationship with a rider and his board. Let's go. Okay. With the endurance, it's always going to have juice, so you can always just grab it and go, unless you kill the battery. But Saturday, more racing, elimination rounds, and that's when I found out I made the final, but I used a different board. So my experience with the Endurance 2.0 on Saturday was just me getting around, no major rides, just commuting back and forth around the racetrack, back and forth to the hotel. Nothing special. But like I said, that morning I woke up and I went from corner to corner, and I did it at about 33 miles an hour. And I don't ride that fast. I'm not a speed demon. And this board took me there without me even realizing it. That says a lot. If you can get on your board and go 33 miles an hour as soon as you jump on it in the morning, cold tires, cold streets, you probably got your board dialed in. No speed wobbles? I didn't have any. At that point, I realized, yeah, I got this board dialed in. It's pretty sick. Eventually, I'm probably going to change these wheels. Maybe. Um, MBOARDS has a 3-inch wide Nova tire, and it's begging to be on this board for a new experience. I'm sliding on things, and I want to. Uh, let's see what happens with some Nova tires. This is going to be, I have to get rims. This is really going to be a whole journey. So we'll see. So that was day 6. Day 7 now, Sunday, which is the last day of the races. As soon as the last race was over, everybody that was there, EUCs, bikes, electric skateboards, e-skate, everybody, one wheels, unicycles, everybody just started disassembling the racetrack, and thank God you did. I love you for that. That was a blessing. Because by yourself, it's a nightmare. You got some friends helping you, you can get it done in an hour. No friends helping you, it's an 8-hour job. It is an 8-hour job. And your muscles, it's 2 weeks later. My muscles are still sore. They're just starting to come back around. My legs are shot still. Yeah. So, yeah, Sunday the race was over, and now I'm using my board again. I'm putting barriers on, putting 2 barriers on, and I'm riding the board and just dragging barriers along. It's a beautiful sight. I got some footage of it. Everybody was doing it. Really fun. Um, is the way to go. It was really, really fun experience. Everybody working together to just disassemble a racetrack and keep the party going. That was Sunday, and now there's 3 days left. Things start getting a little interesting again. Monday. What did I do Monday? Oh, went back to the racetrack and finished now loading all 6 trucks with the barriers. So again, moving more barriers. This thing just worked. Like it wasn't even that I got. I mean, I did ride it. I rode probably 100 miles or so, without a doubt. But a lot of my experience with this was making it work. Dragging barriers and just commuting and getting where I had to go.
We make barriers our bitch. Never not catching the action.
She got 1,000 of them.
The group rides were phenomenal. Friday and Saturday in Red Rock. The board performed. It carves at 30. The grip is there, you know, with the tires, with this setup. The power is there. These motors do not stop giving. I haven't topped out yet. I'll go get the remote just to quickly show you where this thing is as far as speed. And then we can probably wrap this up. I probably got enough. Okay, so right now in high gear, yeah, I really want to put this on my wrist just in case I drop it for some odd reason. That was 47. With me on it, what's it going to do? 45, 44, 42? I said I was at 40 and it felt like it had more.
You know what? That's a really good spot for me to stop this review, because the whole point that I wanted to bring to light about the Endurance 2.0 is it's more of a matter of what can you endure. That's why I believe the name Endurance is perfect for this board. It's more about what can you endure, you know? You want to go 100 miles? It'll go 100 miles. Can you endure it? You want to go 60 miles an hour? It'll go 60 miles an hour. Can you endure it? So, perfect platform, highly modifiable board. My guess is it's probably more than you can endure. So, get one and discover your limits. And that's pretty much the end of this review. It's a great board, love it. Go buy it, go ride it, test ride it, call Inboards up. If you see me, you can definitely jump on mine. Take it for a spin, I don't mind. So, y'all know me, never riding, your favorite rider or not. I'm out, peace.